And we're back to The Price of Business with Kevin Price. But hey, I don't see Kevin Price.
Thank God.
Do you see him?
No.
No, I see Alan Paine from the Rich Club. That's a good thing. How are you doing, Alan?
I'm doing great today. How are you doing, Sigmund?
I'm doing great. Listen, I guess Kevin just decided he had better things to do for this segment, so you're in charge, buddy.
But don't tell Kevin, but we have more fun when he's not here. All right, great.
Yep. When the adults are away, the inmates play, I suppose.
Yeah,
That's not really it.
Really, let me start real quick with what the Rich Club is. It's the Realty Investment Club of Houston.
So you say.
Yeah, we are a trade association for real estate investors. We help train people how to become a real estate investor. We also offer huge networking opportunities. And today, what I did was I brought a guest here that really understands all those facets of the business. And it's Tom Perry. And what's the name of your business, Tom?
HoustonHouseBuyers.com.
HoustonHouseBuyers.com.
And if you've been driving down the street now, you're seeing signs from Houston House Buyers. And the other day, I'm like, who the heck are those guys? And so my office manager goes, he went and called the number to find out who y'all were.
Oh, how funny.
And he was like, it's Tom Perry. I'm like, oh, my God, it's Tom Perry.
Oh,
and I've known Tom forever, but I didn't recognize that name because I recognize Tom Perry.
He's branding.
He's branding very, very well. So, Tom, listen.
Thanks for coming in, Tom.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here.
So I'm just going to dive.
One other brand, we're also sellusyourhouse.com.
That's even a better one.
Yeah.
Sell us your house. You can't believe that he got that. How long ago? Not very long ago.
About 8 or 9 months ago.
8 or 9 months ago.
And how many tens of thousands of dollars did that URL cost you?
Actually, it was the least expensive URL that we've purchased so far.
Wow, you got lucky.
Yeah, less than $1,000.
Right. I mean, so Kevin would love to have been here today because we're going to talk about something that's right up his alley. Tom, tell us about how you've structured your business and what you think. Well, let me start it this way. I'm going to go backwards because I'm going to go back to what is the big mistake that the TV gurus tell the newbies about being a wholesaler?
Yeah, that they should start with wholesaling, and that it's easy to get started. Just go out, put some bandit signs out, and start going out and talking to sellers and putting properties under contract and then selling those contracts. Easy, fast money.
So why is that wrong?
Well, because there's a lot of moving parts to it, and so the reality is that most people, in fact, all of real estate education, there's a 95 to 98% failure rate because it's a complicated process from the marketing to the evaluating the property to determining comps to determining current value based on the discounts that you need to buy out based on what your cost of doing business are. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. Yeah,
it really is. So you came up with a unique approach to it. You told me a unique way of approaching this. You want to give your analogy?
Yeah, there's an analogy that I have that's based on the used car business today. That there are some similarities. I'm not saying that real estate is like used cars, but if you're a mom and pop used car dealership owner, most mom and pops, they're self-employed. If you follow the Robert Kiyosaki program of talking about self-employed people or business owners or investors or people that are employees, right. Most of the people that own a mom and pop used car lot fall into the self-employed category. And so they're the guy that goes out to the auction and buys the cars at the auction, and then they're the ones that bring the cars back. They transport the cars back from the auction. They're the guys that turn the wrench and fix the cars or do the body shop work. Everything from start to finish. If you go in to buy a car, you're going to sit down with the owner typically to negotiate the price of the car. If they're going to do financing, if it's in-house, they're going to finance it. If you're late on your payments,
service that note.
Service the note.
They're going to repo
make
the
car. Collection
yes.
calls. Exactly. And then compare that with a CarMax or a Texas Direct Auto, where the guy that goes to the auction, he's a specialist. That's what he does. And the guy that's the car sales guy, he's an expert as well. He's not the guy back in the back of the shop that's fixing the cars. Right. The guy in the back of the shop, he's an expert as well. He's not the guy in the front because a lot of times those personality traits
completely different.
Completely different. And so to apply that to real estate, most of real estate education is trying to teach the marketing and the negotiating and the belly-to-belly conversation with the seller and the bonding report, and they're teaching the whole thing, how to market the property on the back end and how to rehab the property,
how to manage contractors,
everything. And there's a lot of moving parts to that, so it makes it difficult.
So how do you recommend this?
What I'd recommend is figure out which of those niches that you're best at. And there are personality profile tests, there are skill sets tests. There's a great book out called the Strength Finders Index that'll help talk about what it is that
Who
you're
wrote
good
that
at.
one, by the way?
I don't remember the author's name.
We'll
It's available
figure
on
that
Amazon.
later.
It's a great read. Also, tell you a lot about yourself. But the thing is that guys that make great mechanics don't typically make great salespeople, and vice versa. And the same thing happens in real estate. The guys that make good contractors don't typically make good negotiators, sitting belly to belly, and those guys don't necessarily make the good admin people or the good transactional. I'm a horrible transactional coordinator.
Okay.
So that would oftentimes keep me from succeeding. If I were trying to do everything myself. So what we did is we built a business, and we've bought it'll be 70 houses in 7 months. Yeah.
Did you hear that 7 or 10 houses a month? That's considered successful.
That's really, that's very good.
It's not bad for our first year.
Yeah, and by the way, we consider somebody who's done 4 houses a year to be active.
Right.
So they're doing that in 2 weeks.
That's
well,
great.
what I look at is there's no way, if I hadn't built this business, I mean, if I'd split away from my partnership, and I've got a great business partner, but if I just split away from him, there's no way that I would have done 35 properties on my own, and he would have done 35 on his own. But together, through synergy, we're 1 + 1 = 3.
Right.
And so really, if people want to get started, oftentimes people know somebody that has a property for sale or something like that, and they don't know what to do with the property. If you can hook up with somebody that you trust, and then, there's like any business, like the used car business, like any business, there's good people and bad people in the business. And so somebody, if they have a deal, if they want to call us, we can walk them through that process. On how to structure the deal. And that's the other thing is there's so many different ways to buy, and you don't just go in. A lot of people think that if you're offering the most money for a property that you're always going to get the deal, but that's not always the case.
So what we're saying is the TV gurus are not exactly telling us the best way to succeed.
I think they're telling us the best way for them to succeed in selling real estate education.
Oh, thank you for saying that. It was so wonderful. By the way, just in the middle here, we are in the middle. I want you to, again, give your contact info. So if somebody has a house for sale, that they can talk to you.
Yeah. One way to get me is my email address is tom@houstonhousebuyers.com, or my telephone number, 281-888-9555. That's 281-888-9555.
And what's the website if they have a house? You all also sell houses.
We do. But
so if they were looking for a house, do you want to give that number?
They can get on our investor buyers list at houstonhousebuyers.com.
Perfect. So now let's get back into this just a little bit. I mean, because I do have a passion against the TV gurus coming out and teaching people $30,000 for, and then they don't teach you.
Or even A&E, flip this house shows. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. I call them the TV gurus. Yeah, I don't like to name names.
Yeah, I can't watch those personally, even though I'm in the business. First off, there's not that much drama in the actual doing the day-to-day doing of the business.
There's not. I've dealt with some contractors that are like that, though. They don't show up. That's drama. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I get that.
But then secondly, they don't really discuss all the cost of doing the business. They don't talk about holding costs when you buy a property. They don't talk about the exit strategy costs when you sell a property. They'll say, oh, yeah, we bought this property for $150,000. We put $30,000 in it, so now we're all in for $180,000, and we sold it for $210,000, and we made $30,000.
Which is not true.
No. When you sell a house for $210,000, we budget $21,000 just for our exit strategy cost, just 10%.
Wow.
So that means we don't stick $210,000 in our pocket. We're only sticking 90% of that in our pocket.
Only 90%.
Yeah, 90%.
Oh,
but then you have holding costs as well.
Oh, exactly.
And you have the rehab costs and et cetera.
So people need to be very aware of the market and making sure that they stay, they don't buy and look at that. So they need to pay attention to what the whole time, what kind of house they're selling. So again, give them your contact info.
Okay. So my name is Tom Perry. I'm with Houston House Buyers. The domain name is houstonhousebuyers.com. My email address is tom@houstonhousebuyers.com. And my phone number is 281-888-9555.
That's great. That's perfect. And also, we're the Rich Club. It's richclub.org.
Great organization.
It is. And this Saturday, we are having an event coming up this Saturday. It's free for guests. It's called Boom, Bubble, Bust. And we have a guy coming in named David Jarvis. And David is going to come in there and basically give us a state of the local economy, the state economy, and then the national economy.
I heard him speak about a month ago, and he's fantastic.
That's why we got him.
That was all right.
So that's it. We're running out of time here. This is the Kevin. I'll let Sigmund finish this.
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks to Alan. Good to see you again. richclub.org. richclub.org. This is Sigmund Kramer. And, we're going to be coming back with more for you on The Price of Business right after this.